Hello, this is Keith Owens welcoming you to the Afro Fantasy Detroit podcast, a Detroit Stories quarterly production. Today I will be reading you part 2 of The Witch, and I hope you enjoy it. I see you, Marcellus James. I was about 12, maybe 13 when she said that, and we were sitting outside on the front porch as we like to do sometimes once the weather got nice and we could just talk. It was a nice, quiet block where we lived, one where the neighbors waved at you and the kids enjoyed speeding up and down the street without fear of any wild cars screeching around the corner, promising a threat to their joy. That's the thing I'll always remember and love the most about my mother, is how we would always talk. And not always like a mother trying to give her child instruction, but just one human being who especially enjoyed talking to and sharing things with another human being. It always made me feel like she didn't just love me, like parents were supposed to be required to do as part of the contract, but that she actually liked and respected me too. And sometimes, just to emphasize that point, when our conversation was coming to a close and we were ready to go back inside, Mom would lean over and squeeze me on the knee before giving me a light kiss on the cheek and then whispering in my ear, "I see you, Marcellus James." "What's that?" she said. The woman gave me a mock questioning look, almost like a clown's mask with an upside-down frown painted across the bottom of her face. She shook her head, pretending she didn't understand the question. This time, maybe because my anger was fueling my adrenaline, I managed to snap my arm free of her grasp as I took a couple steps back. "You called my name. You said, 'I see you.' That's what... How do you know my damn name? How do you know my name?" The upside-down frown stretched itself slowly upward into a grotesque parody of a smile, where the corners of her mouth were now so high it was a freakish near impossible achievement that made me want to scream. It was no longer gentle. Her teeth, like her nails, were thick, dirty, and sharp, and a thick blackish tongue snaked around behind and inside her mouth as if preparing to strike. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this reading of The Witch, Part 2. I hope you'll join me again next week for Part 3. This is Keith Owens signing off, and remember you can read the entire story of The Witch from beginning to end at my Substack, Afro Fantasy Detroit, which is the Detroit Stories Quarterly production. Feel free to visit our Detroit Stories Quarterly website at DetroitStoriesQuarterly.com, where you can catch up on all of our Detroit Stories Quarterly magazine issues. See you next week.